Okay. So let's see what they did today and pull the changes. Start the GitHub desktop client. Been doing client work all day, so I've just put the kids to bed. And now it's time to continue on with the game jam. Will be open sure, I don't care. Revert, discard changes, discard because I didn't change anything, and pull again. I decided that this time I would put on some background music, so I've started one of ReSail's Stream Beats playlist. If you don't know, he created this so that streamers would have some copyright-free music to play on stream. So I hope you guys like it, and if you don't, please let me know. So let's see, current repository, history. So this is where I end off yesterday, where I left it yesterday. I created a live tracker to show, let me start Unity as well. Created a live tracker to show the boats and how they are progressing along the course. So I was glad I got that working. Thanks for telling me. Sometimes the video doesn't really want to update. Yay. So let me just refresh that. I use an Android phone as my webcam, and sometimes it really doesn't want to. So give me a second, I'll be back. Yep, that fixes it. Hey Harsh, welcome back. My wife just told me that the webcam was frozen, so I'm using a bit of a janky setup. So, hi Skywalker Force, thank you, and welcome to the chat. So as I was saying, I just pulled the changes that my teammates, all the contributions that they added today. So I'm going to be working on actually adding some more playability to the game. So one of the things that I want to do is to make sure that you can click on the live tracker and then zoom the camera to the boat and have like little markers on top of the boats to show which boat is which. So I just pulled all the changes, and I'm gonna first I'm gonna run the game to see what the current state is. Okay, so they spawn even further along. Okay, let me see. World. Okay, so one of the things that they've added today was the ability to place like a wind effect to manipulate the boats. Okay, let me just go back here. It's coming along. So let me see the scene, the world scene, the boat track. Did they change it? Not really, but as they spawn here, okay, I should probably launch from the main as well. Just checking to see where the boats are spawned. So yeah, they spawn near. Is it actually the start boat track? Okay. So there's something broken with the live tracker now, so I need to check what the reason for that is. Key not found. Ah, that makes sense. Random weather. Okay. I have a question. I actually commit while it's running. Depends on what you're doing, just to make sure the scenes are safe, but I'm no expert in this field. I would want to try Unity Collab in the future, but seeing all the people having troubles with it, when you're under like a time crunch, I don't think it's smart to add extra stuff and stress like that. So what we do is we actually work in different times mostly, so it's not really a problem, and we've also split it up into multiple scenes, so we can work on one scene per person if we have to, just to make sure there aren't no conflicts. So for scripts and stuff, it doesn't really matter. You can easily commit those while running, but yeah. We haven't had any issues yet, but as I said, I'm not really an expert on that field. So I'm going to quickly check the live tracker and how it functions. Can you understand me correctly, by the way? I've just set up the music. If it's too loud or too soft, please let me know. Yeah, you're welcome. So let's see. So the boat positions, I have to track back to how this works again, because these get set externally. Let me see, boat number, to post position, progress. This is the late update. Here we have the game manager. So this will enumerate the boats. This will have the current position on the track. Ah, okay. So this gets removed. Where does it get set? Stopping conditions. Okay. Ah, okay, yeah, because this was changed. We used to have like a pulling thing. Ah, thanks for the feedback, guys. Good to hear. The way the boats worked was slightly changed today. So we used to have like two separate objects where one would pull the other and they would move independently. So there was like an agent that would try to follow the course, and the boat would try to follow that but could not always follow it. So we're trying to make sure that they are integrated. So that's probably why this was changed, since the update position has changed as well. So I'm really curious to see what this actually returns right now, because it returns offset T. What is offset T? Okay. Yeah, because this also had like math to calculate actually the so let me show you what I mean, because I'm rambling a lot, sorry. I'll just run the game quickly and show you. So you have this track here, the boat track, and this is basically like the path that we want it to take. So it starts at 0, tries to follow along the course, ends at 9. So what I try to do, thank you for following. So what we're trying to do, or what I did before, was to actually express like the progress that the boats have as a range from 0 to 1. So if it's here at 0, if it's at the 9th position, it would be 1. after changing the code, that is not taking into effect. So that should be a quick fix here, because that's basically what the code did here. So I should probably just change this, because I think, let me see if they use it somewhere in this script. Boat controller, target pauses, yeah, because it's used here, so I need to make sure that I don't mess with this value, because this value needs to be unchanged, but the parent program that needs a different value needs to have it calculated. And since this is the place where we also know like the total number of steps that are required, this is the best place to actually do that. So so this can be actually be private completely now, and I can rename it, because this needs to be like the, yeah, sure. And then I can have a public float scaled track progress that can actually return this thing. Oh. This can no longer be 0, so the null propagation can be removed. Follower script actually doesn't need it anymore. So we have that one here, and the trans steps. Let me see. Path to follow dot max pause. So this should probably also be here now, since everything got moved, but not completely yet. Okay, so if I run this now, it should sort of work again like it was. It's not accessible. Ah, yeah, because I renamed that. So I should call it track progress now. Okay, save. Let's see, and if I start the game now, it should look better. It's still weird that it doesn't start all the way at the bottom, but at least this is more as expected. The agents are already quite far ahead, so yeah, I still need to do something about that, but okay. It's fun to see them be affected by the wind. I haven't played with it myself yet, so it's cool to see that it's all starting to work. Okay, so that's fixed. Oh, wait a minute, did something jump to the end? What happened there? I wasn't looking. Should probably maybe have a way to speed everything up, but maybe my wind things, yeah. Maybe I pushed them off course into like the wind position or something, that it switched tracks. Yep, I think that, yeah, there you go. So I actually pushed them to the end result, and that is what happened. Okay. Okay. So maybe we should make sure that that can't happen by having like a divider in there, something, to make sure that it can't path find to that position before it has traversed some of the others, but I think we'll have to talk about that later. At least that explains why I had like a weird result. And as you can see, they bunch up at the top, and all the distance keeping code and etc. that I wrote before still works, so that's nice. Okay, so what I want to do now is make sure that if I click on one of the boats here on the numbers, you can see my mouse cursor, right? Yeah. So if I click on one of the boats here, that it will move the camera to be above that boat. So first let me check if I have all the data that needs it. And I probably need to check why this throws an error. Ah yes, because the range needs to start at 1, because they're oh no, this one isn't 0 base, right? This one is 0 base. Okay, so it needs to be count -1. Max exclusive. Okay, so that should not be a problem, right? Boats is it? No. It's a dictionary. Let me see. Game manager.boats. Ah, yeah, that's actually, yeah, that should be 1 based. Because it's the index for the dictionary is the boat number and they start at 1, so we're skipping the first. So this should not cause an error anymore now. So we're starting out with a bit of bug fixing first. So what is everybody up to? Doing something special tonight? At least we have no errors on play now, so that should be good. Let me just try and start a few more times to make sure that it's actually gone. Yeah, I think it's okay. So that was an issue to make sure that you don't, because we're so used to programming 0 based when it comes to stuff like this. Make sure to start at 0 since the dictionary keys are based directly off of those numbers that we display. 0 based. Okay, so let me just commit that to get it out of the way. I think Krista just sent me something. Sorry, I had not pushed that. Ah, okay, yeah, no problem. I pushed it for you now. I also committed it. I have not yet, but let me try if I can beat Krista. Uncheck. Fix Krista's bug. Commit. Push. Did I win? Let me see. Is there this one and then history? That's a randomness. I think I won. It's just a bit of silliness. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, we're here to have funny anyway. So. Harsh, these are the headphones that come with the Scarlett Studio Solo, or the 2i2, I think. So, I don't know if you can see them. Yep. There. So I bought an audio interface a while back because I had a lot of plans to do stuff, and I figured, well, you can spend so much money on audio interfaces and mics, because I think if I would go shopping, I would go for a Shure B7, and then you have to have a cloud lifter and all sort of stuff, and before you know it, you're like thousands of euros down the line with audio interfaces and everything that comes with it. So I figured, well, the Scarlett Ride Solo interface is like, if you search around, it's one of the best interfaces to get started with. They're very cheap, but very high quality. And I'm not a professional anyway, so I figured, well, I think this is the thing to start with. So when I saw that they had like a kit that came with an XLR mic, which is pretty nice. That's the one I'm using right now as well. And the headset and cables and stuff. I figured, okay, I'll give that a try, since they have a good reputation. Yeah, Krister, It's actually Harris Heller. You know, Streambeats. I think we're both fan of what Harris Heller is doing for the community. So, and I figured I was talking a lot last few times, but there were also like pauses, and I thought I'd give it a try, see if people like it. So yeah. So let's see. I still have 2 changes. And these were fixes for the live tracker. Fixes for the live tracker after we work of the stuff on the ships. Okay. What? Ah, I need to recheck those. Boom. Okay. There you go. I haven't really listened to a lot of them yet, so they're still quite new for me. So I was debating either trying Harris Heller or like Comfy Beats by Lily Pichu. She has a similar playlist. Hey, how is it going? Thanks for joining, TX Shiro. Still working on the Discord bot? What does streams think? I don't know. I asked and people said it was fine before. So feel free to give me feedback on stuff and I'll try to change it up if you want. Okay, so I did a few bug fixes. Yeah. So I'm thinking now I can either make sure that we can click on the live tracker. Okay. I missed that today. I've actually didn't have Discord open for a whole lot today, just to make sure that I could focus on the client work that I need to do. Because I really like doing this stuff, and yeah, I need to protect myself to make sure that I give everything the time that it needs to. Okay, then I'll start with the labels. Krista just said, well, clicking on the tracker is a nice to have, so I'll click on I'll make sure that the labels to identify the boats is something that I'll do next. I have no clue yet how I'm going to do that, but we'll work it out. So let's see. By the way, I was also thinking, like the current script, like the tracker, the live tracker, it updates in late update, and I figured I could make a setting if we need more performance later, because it isn't heavy, but it doesn't need to update each frame, in my opinion. So what I could do is have like a setting for like how many milliseconds you want in the interval, so that I could just keep track of the last update, make sure that enough time has passed before I process another update. Because what this does is just, it moves the pips and the sails. So I think if it updates a few times a second, that's fine, and it doesn't need to update like 200 or 400 times a second. That's a quality of life thing, but it's also a performance thing that might help later, but maybe I'll just write it down for now, because I know myself. Let's go to Trello. Game Jam. Let's see. Ideas Nick has, but we don't need yet. Add a frame limiter for the live tracker to make sure it doesn't need to. And I need to switch those letters around. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get to know myself, so I know where I have to put ideas like that. Now I was thinking about the WebGL stuff, And I think that once we're close to the end, we'll have to make sure that the performance stays up to snuff. So I figured this is something I could probably implement fairly easily, and it might save a little bit. So I'm putting it down so that I don't forget later. Yeah. But this is also the place where I thought that I might put the UI tracking. But I think I can also do that in the game manager. Let me see, game manager, does it have a reference to the live tracker here? Yes, it does. So the live tracker should expose most of the stuff that it needs. So we have the boats, it has the indicator. Oh no, I can't access the boats here, but it has the positions. I probably need to make this accessible to make sure that I can access the transforms to determine where they are. Okay, good luck Harsh, and thanks for stopping by. Harsh is a bit of a madman. This young guy is actually writing like 5 or more games for his jam entry. He's also participating in the Bracky's Game Jam, and he interpreted the theme like rewind back to days of yore. So he's trying to put like all the game hits from the past into his game. So he had like Tetris, Super Mario, Pong. Let me see, I'll pull it up on Discord. Oop. So he was talking about it earlier. So yeah, he's already working on Pong, Tetris, and the Super Mario clone. So how many games are you going to implement, Harsh? Ah, cool. Just casually finishes creating Mario game. Anyways, I'll be looking forward to seeing your progress over the time. Oh yeah, you said that he wanted to add Minecraft as well. So 5 games in total. Yeah. So good luck on that, and be sure to share some updates. Really curious to see how it all turns out. Okay, so as looking at the game manager to make sure that I'm just thinking, where am I going to be putting the logic for this? And the game manager makes sense to me. It could be a separate system or component, and I need to feed it the boats stuff. So I'm thinking the game manager has access to the boats as well, I think. No, that's a boat component. So game manager. Let me see. Game manager. Yeah. So the game manager also has access to the boats. So I could either create a component and feed it the references that it needs, or just implement it here. I think I'm gonna try that first. Let me see the progress. Okay. So the same thing goes here. I'm just thinking about what the best way to go about this is, because you have the boat and it moves itself. So I'm thinking either after that, or yeah, or just enumerate through it in late update and reposition all the things. Okay, screen to world. Ah, okay, Krister is offering to talk to me, so let's call Krister.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Which, okay, thank you. And hello to chat, everyone hanging out there. I'm just lurking, you know.
Yeah.
So I know how you would go about it because we've done similar systems in the past. I think that if you load up the interface scene, you can just pull it into your hierarchy, so it's loaded together with the world.
By the way, your audio is cutting off. There's like a setting. If you go to audio, there's like automatically detect the sensitivity. If you turn that off, it will stop.
Let's see. Automatically determine sensitivity. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I have it on, but it hasn't caused any errors for me yet. But I've seen it before with people, and they just turn it off, and it works great.
I tweaked it now. Maybe it's better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's see. We were talking about the tracking for
load up the interface scene together with the world. Just pull it into the hierarchy.
What do you mean?
In Unity, pull interface into your hierarchy.
I have no idea how to do that. So do you want...
You can open the world, load in multiple scenes at the same time just by pulling them into the hierarchy.
Just drag them like into...
Yeah.
Okay, I've never done this before, so... Okay, cool.
Yeah, so for example, now you can open up the canvas there, and we could you can duplicate, for example, the live tracker you have there.
Or like a single entry in a boat. So like the...
No, because we don't want to. We want to keep it separate.
What do you mean?
I think inside the HUD we should have another entry there where we make the what do you call it, like the icon displays or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is apparent, keeping all the icons.
Yeah, yeah, that's why. Yeah, I understand. We're
so we need a
we're on the same page.
Parent.
Yeah. Both in indicators, identifiers actually.
Yeah.
Oh, both identifier.
And I think, for example, I would add a script to this guy, which take prefab, which is that icon, and then it could just set, and then it will control basically these prefabs and spawn them in.
Sure.
And then also move them onto the boats. So here you can just like fetch in that script. You can do like, find component of type game manager, get all the boats, find all the position, and then convert all the position from world space to screen space.
Yeah, that was actually the call that I was searching for. Because like, I had screen to world, but I couldn't remember the name. So it was, what did you say? World to screen, other way around, right? No.
World to screen space, but it's a part of camera. So if you do camera.main, you'll find it's not used in our code because I only use it the other way around, I said.
Ah, okay. Sure. Okay, I'll just go to the sure.
But it's similar to that one which I wrote earlier today.
Yeah, okay. So let's do that here. I'll create a new component. I call it boat identity manager, something like that.
Yay, more managers.
Yep.
All the managers.
And now I need to place it in the correct... Oh man. Somebody...
Harsh is complaining about your code having so many vars. Yeah, we have a lot of vars in our code.
Well, var is, especially if you're working with large generic types, there is really no benefit to explaining the type twice. So if you like create a new dictionary or a list or whatever, you could do list of type blah is new list of type blah, but it's much easier to just write var blah is new list of type, and it will be just as clear. Actually, it will be clearer because there's less noise. But everybody has their own preferences, and I don't judge. So.
And I saying like, is some of the code just placeholder? And I'm thinking like, it's a game jam. Everything is placeholder until you don't have enough time to replace it. Right?
Yeah, true.
It's like trying to improve and iterate until you're finished with the game.
Yeah. So I'll move this to UI scripts and then UI.
But then again, we're not making 5 games. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'll be going through your code, so you better make sure it's neat, Harsh. Yeah, so I have the boat identifier. No. Yeah, boat identity manager.
Sorry, Skywalker Force. So in the chat there, you guys will listen to Spider-Man Returned, Sinister Six music. I've not heard it myself.
And I haven't seen the movie either. And also, it's not all my code, Harsh. I think I just wrote...
It's like a combination of the three of us,
yeah.
or four of us.
Yep.
Yeah, Claire was like, hey, don't forget me!
Yep. I'm just gathering my thoughts here, because I need to get all the boats, and I need to get all the positions, and all of that is information that I have in other places. So what I can do is make sure that on start I get a reference to this script and then give it everything it needs.
But before you do all that, Nick, because I'm planning to jump off the call, okay. You know how to operate that camera.main world post to screens post. Just write that and you'll see how it goes. It's quite easy. You just put the boat's position into it. Hey Nick, Jan said hi. Hi Jan. How you doing today, Jan?
I don't see Jan.
I'm doing chat for Nick.
Yeah, but Harsh is saying Jan said hi. He's probably on Discord talking right now. Well, say hi back to Jan, or better yet, tell him to come over here.
Yeah. Doesn't have an account.
Poor Jan. Too poor to get a free Twitch account.
After main, it's dots world space to screen space, I think.
World to screen point?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the difference between viewport point and screen point. One is like a 0 to 1, the other one's actually resolution, but just switch it if it doesn't work.
Sure.
But yeah, that's basically it, and you'll be able to position everything. And also remember to use the icon anchor, which is the one you made yesterday, right?
Yep. Yeah.
The transform of that one.
Yeah, that one will be the thing. But the thing to me is that it's world to screen point. Why does it return a vector 3 if the canvas is only 2-dimensional? Because it should...
That's a good question for the documentation.
Yeah, I would expect it to return a vector 2, but...
I would have thought so as well. Does it really do vector 3?
Yep, let me pull up the documentation here. Our camera mono or stereoscopic, and maybe it's for virtual reality to have like an offset. I'm not sure. No, but that could also just be in the axis. Oh wow, it doesn't really matter because you can actually create a new vector 3 and just assign it to values, and it knows that it gets
you don't need to worry about it. I'm looking at the way we've used this in the past. You can just assign it directly to the vector 2 and Unity will convert it correctly.
Yeah, I know. That was what part of what I was trying to say, but
oh, sorry.
No problem. Yeah. So let me see.
You know why it's a vector 3? Because on a rect transforms, dot position is actually a vector 3.
Yeah, that's true. But on the rect transform, if you use a UI component, you have like an anchor position, and you have an how do you call it? Anchor. Yeah, I think it's anchored offset or something, and that's just a vector 2.
Yeah, but you're not interacting with those for this.
True. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Yeah, thank you. I'll just keep talking to myself now.
All right, I'll be in chat,
and all the
listening.
people that are here. Yeah. But, thanks for jumping on.
Don't be afraid to say hi, people hanging out in chat. Awesome having you here.
Hi, people. Yeah, I asked before what everybody was doing, so.
That was cool seeing lots of people are working on the job.
Don't forget to check out Snutty HQ as well.
Gotta start to plug us.
I'll drop some links later, or actually, you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
Don't mind. Yeah. So thank you. Bye, Claire.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay. Yeah. So the only thing that I was contemplating. Hi gamers. Yeah. Hello everybody. The thing that I was contemplating is the best way to get everything, because I know I already have references to everything, so I really don't want to keep pulling the same things in over and over. So I was thinking I have the boats here, so I could probably on start make sure that I just set the boats here, or I could get a reference to the game manager in here. Maybe that's better to make sure that it's actually loads. Yeah, that should work. So I can do game manager. Game manager is get component. Or was it find object of type? I don't remember. I don't do Unity enough to know these things by heart. So what I usually do is just go back to something I've made before, because I know exactly where I did this before. So I'll just check it quickly to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. So on my, let's see, my multiplayer game manager, I will get a reference to the master script, and yeah, it's find object of type. Okay, cool. If game manager, come on, game manager, null, throw new system dot application exception, unable to locate game manager. Okay, so that should work. And now I should go to game manager that boats is accessible, so that's cool. Okay, so for each, do this on late update because the positions can have can be changed in the update. Let me see. Thanks for the support. Yeah, it's nice to have my wife in here too. Ah yeah, she's actually working on our YouTube channel as well. We have like a few wild cameras in the yard. We have a nice yard with all sorts of critters that come around. So she's doing that. You can drop a link to the YouTube channel later if you want, Giselle. So yeah, I'm using late update here to make sure that all the objects that were moved in the update actually get their final state represented on screen without being a frame late. Doesn't really matter a lot, but I think it's the best way to do this. Feel free to talk to me or say I'm doing something dumb, by the way, because as I said, I'm really a hobbyist Unity developer. I don't do this a lot, but I really like it a lot, and I love to learn. So for each int boat number in game manager boats keys, boat is game manager boats, boats boat number. Game object. I should probably check because the boats themselves have a tracker. So if I go into the prefabs, boat rig, icon position, and I think that the script model transform. I thought I had that. Okay, so the boat script doesn't have a reference to that, but I want it to have it just to make sure it's all as efficient as possible. So I'll just make sure that we have. Actually, let me check. Camera, come on. Camera.main world. The screen point, it takes in a vector 3 position, and that would be of the rect transform. So I think the rect transform of the icon position would be what we want there. So on the boat controller, am I right? Yeah, that's the boat controller. I will have a public property, public rect transform, icon position transform. Sure. It doesn't even have a rect transform. It has a normal transform. Okay. My bad. Because it's just a default empty game object. So. My wife dropped the channel for the wildcam. So if you're interested in seeing some creatures in nature in our yard, and be sure to check it out. Yeah, my wife told me last time that I should make the camera a bit more focused, smaller, because I had a lot of white space. So I made sure that it's smaller now as well. Double tap to generate syntax. Double click that. Yeah, I know that, Harsh. I really don't like the auto template stuff, so I try to type it out. So everybody has their own quirks and feature and preferences, you know. I'm talking Doug Demuro, quirks and features. No, I'm not a car. Let me see, icon position. So now that it accepts a transform, I can drag this in here, and now it has a position that I can use. So if I have a reference to the boat script, I'll be able to get the transform there as well. So let me see, I have the controller script, and now I have the icon position transform. Yep. Now I can use this function, position. This doesn't matter. So screen pulses. Okay. So now we just need to put something there. So I can do it the same way that I did for the live tracker. Yeah, the dog is coming on Friday, and we're really looking forward to it. Okay, let me see the boat identifiers. I need to have a bunch of them again. They are all just images, actually, so I can no, actually I think I'm doing this differently, because I don't want to have multiple places to manage this. So I'm going to be cheeky about this, I think. What I'm thinking is that I'll hook into the live tracker, get all the icon transforms, clone them into the other object to make sure that I have like the color correctly and stuff like that. So that will be in start here. So game manager.live, probably not exposed, right? Can just do this. Live tracker dot so the boat indicators. So I'm just exposing everything here. Boats. Yeah, that works. For each. I'll just do it like this. Keys. Photos. Something that I always tell other people is never to use multiple indentations when you access stuff, because once you refactor things, it becomes a nightmare and you have to update like 400 places. So what you could do to prevent this, and it might look silly, but it really can save you a lot of time down the line, especially if something is bound to change. You can just do var boats is this. And then you cut out the entire namespace, so if the information moves somewhere else later, you just have to update one reference and you're set. So this is basically more like a using statement that creates a small alias for it. So boat number. Now we have the boat indicator. So here's the boat indicator icon transform game object, and I should be able to clone this one. So I can use instantiate. This is the original, and I'll clone that into my container. That doesn't exist yet, so I need to make sure that I have a public game object boat identity container. Make sure that it gets set properly. Yes, was not put up in the editor. Okay. So now we can instantiate it into the container. Why doesn't it like this? Dot transform, done. Okay. And actually I can save this call as well to make sure. Container transform is this, because you never know what happens when you execute a dot navigation style. Let me see, what breed is the dog? Yep, it's a big dog. Actually, Krister, I already thought like I could make some stupid coding tip videos, and I could call the channel like Linus Code Tips or something. So, but yeah, and just have like the dog face the camera and move its paws. Dub it. I really like the music in the background. It gives more energy for some reason. Yep. So let me get back to the code. So yeah, so on start this will clone all the icons. I should probably actually save a reference to this as well. So let's do should I just have the game object? Yeah, it doesn't really matter because it will have the sail, it will have the color, it will have the text, so that's all fine. So I can just have a collection of an array of game objects. So game objects, boat identifiers. Okay. So here we know how many there will be. So I can do is new array, and I can do actually the count as the length count. Let me just do it +1 and make sure that I have it key based as well. So since it will be basically a 1 base array again, or I could offset it, but I'll just keep it consistent for now. Have it. So okay, so I keep track of all the boats here. So the indicator can now be moved there, I think. So I can do boat number, position, yeah, the transform set y position think. Does it know to include my extension? Oh, that's only for a rect transform, right? And this is just a basic basic transform. Does this thing have a rect transform? Yes, it. No. Let me see. Live tracker. Come on. It doesn't like it when there's still an error in your code, because it tries to build, and I've had so many crashes because of that. So let's get rid of the errors for now, so that Unity is happy. Just catching up on chat for a bit. So Chris was saying, okay, so you probably picked that one because he was fluffy, but actually when we first went there, it wasn't the biggest dog. It was one of the smaller ones. There was one that was a lot bigger. But in the 2 weeks that passed since we first saw him and went back with the kids, he he got really big, and the other one stayed semi on track, but the one we chose, he got really big. So yeah, I think he's adapting to their to the owners. Let me see, where was I? Oh yeah, I was checking if this thing. I'm so easily distracted right now. The icon, yeah, that's a rect transform, so I can just cast it to a rect transform and it will be okay, and I can use my extension. I actually need to change the position, so what am I doing even? It doesn't matter. Dot position is target icon screen position. That actually should be it. So, did I forget something? Not yet. So let's see what it does if I try to run this. Scenes, main, run. No reference exception, that's good. Unable to look at game manager. That's not good. So this one starts before the game manager is initialized. Okay, so let me see. Unable to look at game manager. Okay. Okay. It's really weird because the game manager script should be on there. Yeah, the game manager should be loaded by the time this happens. So, because this is in. Ah no, that's not true because this is in the interface and it loads the world. So that's asynchronous. So I probably need to have Google quick all the lifetime events that arrive, that exist. So there's something later than start that fires when all the other things have started. Unity live cycle events. Sure. Before the first frame update, that would work, I think. Start is called before the first frame update only if the script install is not enabled. Okay. So, I'm not sure if there's a graceful way to handle this, so I'll just hack it in for now. I'll do, sure, fuck it, I'll do it like this. Try start threaded. Try start. Bum, bum, bum. Bool started is false. Exit early if you haven't started yet. So party is new threading system.threading thread. Actually, if I go on a separate thread, interacting with game objects usually doesn't work well. Man, I hate having to add additional checks to the update loop, but okay. Let me do it differently. Because it just adds like an additional call each frame, and I really don't want that, but I also don't have like a great way to solve this. Not start. And I'll just make sure log else yep, so that works. This should probably go into a real start. Start. Okay. Started is true. Okay. That I can still check it after. Actually, bool return started. This way it checks if it's already started, and if it's not started, it tries to start. That trying to start will return if that actually worked. So if it worked, it will enter the thing as well. So this should be okay. Since since the game manager. No, since the boat entity manager sits on the interface game manager, god damn it, game manager, which sits in the world scene, will not have loaded yet on the regular start. Okay. Okay. So, how are you guys liking it so far? Do you understand a bit of what I'm doing? Are you thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? Or are you following along a bit? I think this should work. So basically what I figured out is that since the scripts that need each other exist in a different scene, okay, it still doesn't work, so let me see where it trashes. I actually didn't set the reference in the UI, so that's a good one, and that's why I add those errors there, to find them as fast as possible. So yeah, it's something I should probably be able to hide this one actually. I could make it a property and it will be hidden. So let me just do that. Oh no, but then you can have all sorts of other issues with Unity. Let's not do that. Or actually, I'm not doing much asynchronous stuff, so it probably will be okay. So if I do it like that, it won't show up in the editor, but it'll still be usable and still function the same for just about everything. So that's that, and I need to go to the interface, HUD, both identifiers, and I need to have the, actually the container is the thing itself, so I could have just added a requires thing, but I'll just give a reference to himself. Main plate. Let's see, this should resolve any errors, but we still have an error. Game manager.boats. That is true because the game hasn't started yet. Okay, so that is true. If game manager started, count, no. So if the game was started, so the start button was pressed, and if there's a boat. Hey Luke, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Nice to have you here. So what are you doing besides watching me and listening to me ramble? So yeah, I need to check that the game manager, that the game is started, and that the boats have been initialized and that they exist. So this should fix that as well. Luke is actually a former colleague of mine, and we still do work for clients together. So it's nice to have him here. Let me see. Okay, now I'm really curious to see what happens here. So I'll just add the debugger. Because if started returns true, then the game manager has to be set. It can be set to true otherwise. So let me clear this. Yet game manager is null. Started. Oh. Really? Okay. If we haven't started, go ahead. I need to remove that one. If started or not started, actually try to start. I mean, it was a nice joke, but code clarity comes first. So. Okay. No, not everybody is coding right now, but there is my oh yeah, I actually have hidden the in the interface the live tracker was hidden. Woo! It works. Cool. I need to do the same logic here for like the setting them active and inactive. So, man, it's pretty cool to see that they work. Did you see that, Krister? Oh, they're so jumpy. cool. Oh, let's leave Unity where it is. Bum, bum, bum. Actually, I don't need to do this, but let me see. I need to toggle the identifier on or off based on whether the boat should be in the race. So if boat number smaller or equal to game manager and number of boats, can't remember the name. Game manager num boats, but that's not public, so I can't access it. Dun, 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 dun. And this will already be just initialized once, so I need to treat it like the live tracker. Actually, I could wait. Maybe that's even better. So what I could do is actually wait until the game is started and then make sure to instantiate the ones that we need. But nah, man. Let me look at the way I did it in the live tracker, because this one also has a boat count, and this one is synced up, so I can use this. This is one of the problems that you get when you mix people's codes without talking to each other a lot. It's not that bad, but you really want to have like one single point of truth for some things, like how many boats will there be. So that should probably be the game manager. The game manager actually tells the live tracker how many boats there are, so that it can update its UI. And since, due to the way that the code is set up, I can't access the boat count from the game manager, but I can access it on the live tracker. So I'm using an indirected value there, which is not ideal, but it really doesn't matter much for a game jam game. But yeah. Let me see. Order advanced with article substitutions. Yep. How did the deploy go, by the way? Did you do that already, Luke? So let me see, I can actually go to... So these ones should always be active because it's in the keys of the boats of the game manager. So this one will only be active when it's set. Let me see. So I can instantiate this, but I can also check on whether it should be enabled or not. So indicator. Then we take the boat indicator print active self. Indicator active. Game object active self. Yes, okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so this will update which ones should be active or not, and that should be fine. I just wonder if you clone them, if they are disabled, if they I probably need to add this check here to make sure that I only do this code once everything is really up and running. else not started loaded yet. So we wait to make sure all the elements are in their expected state. Correct, this should be the solution here. Yay, no floating 15, etc. So that works. The only thing that would be an issue is if it's restarted, and then this needs to be updated. So I'm gonna put a to-do, make sure that once the game is restarted, if the number votes changes to update this again. Okay, so that's basically the identifiers taken care of. So we'll commit that. I really wonder why it keeps changing, like the ocean material. It's weird that it does that every time, so I'm not gonna commit that after that. Are all the scenes saved? Because that's something I tend to forget. Okay. Unity seems happy now. Added build item fires that spawn, and then start. Okay, done. Let me see if we have that on the Trello board. Do we have it on the Trello board? I don't even know. Let me see. Ocean water winds. Floating boat identifier. Yes. This is actually move. Done. Nice. Okay. So I think I'll work on the finishing score results. I'm glad I made somebody happy. I'm gonna pour myself another drink. It's just water, but I have to stay hydrated. So to everybody watching, make sure you stay hydrated and get a drink yourself. Okay, so what we can do now is actually have the finish. So the live tracker already takes care of like who goes where in sequence. So what I can do is that once somebody reports a progress value of 1 or greater, actually I don't think it can be greater because it's clamped to it be maximum of 1. Once it detects a boat that finishes, that we will record those. So yeah, just thinking of the best way. Public delegate void boat finished. Boat number. Public event boat finished. Boat finished. So actually I need to keep track of which boats. I see. I will have a public void track, start tracking. This will clear previous results and keep track of all the boats. I think that's a better way, because otherwise I would duplicate the events. So I need to track it in here as well. So let me do that just now. So public dictionary int date time. Finishers. Okay, my import system, sure. Finishers is new dictionary. So both finished. Progress. Boat is 1F. Ah, this actually needs to loop through them. Let me see. Order by progress, so this will be low to high. It doesn't even matter, I can do it here. So this is all the update stuff. Finish this. Position dot progress. If both finished, and also finishers contains key. Come on, finishers contains key. Both number. New finisher. Finishers that add both number, date, time that UTC now. Both finished. Invoke. Come on. Invoke. Both number. Okay, so basically now we have an event set up and we keep track of them. So once a boat reports that it's completed the track because of the position of its nav agent, we'll check if it's previously been reported as a finished boat. If not, we'll add it to the list, record at current time. Actually, we can use time, which will be more efficient. Let's float, actually float. Because this will be game time in seconds, so that's fine. Yeah, I could add the information here as well. Just change the event, float, finish, time. And now we'll have an event that reports that the boat finished and with which time. So now we can do if finishers that can type finishers that count. Now we need to have the boat count. Should never be larger, but hey, it's a game jam, let's be safe. All boats finished. Could make an event for that as well, actually. Public void race completed. Public event race completed. we can invoke that event as well. So now in the game manager, let me see, game manager. Can hook up the events here, so that's fine. So we can do live tracker that boat finished, boat number, finish time. I will say boat finished in seconds. Boat number, finish time. Take 2 decimals there. Let me see. So Crystal said, Nick, would you mind fixing that error that comes on game start? Both Z and me looked at it earlier today and just walked away. Yeah, sure, I'll fix it. Could you tell me which error that is exactly? Because I fixed one that was there. You know, the one that I beat you to it when committing. So. Thank you, Luke. How did the deploy go? Did it work? Did everything go okay? Okay. While we wait for that, I'm gonna check. Can't even remember what I was doing. Let me see. The boat finished. Yeah, that was what I was doing. Live tracker dot game completed. Is it race? Race completed. Start button. Okay, thank you. Check it when you send it. Do you guys get those notification sounds as well? I think so, right? I really need to set up a more advanced mixer, but for now I just figured I would redirect everything. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I'm just subscribed to so many YouTube channels that I have like 30 notifications a day from YouTube alone. So yeah, I was doing this. The only thing that I need to do is to make sure that I call the track function when the game starts. So start game, set active, but also live tracker dot track, start tracking. Ooh, actually I could use this to set the game object. So it can take its own game object. True. Yeah. To make sure that it's if not game object with active self, make sure it's active. Okay. Okay, let's see. See, if I start the game, I don't have an error. It does say unable to locate game manager. So maybe that's... no, that's just a log message that I created. Okay. So let me try and cheat a bit. Boom! What happened? Rate 0 at blah blah blah. Okay. Oh, they're all stuck? I really need to change my camera work. So there's one that should reach the... Here, boat 3 finished in 39.71 seconds. So yeah, that works. Cool. Now I just need to make sure the others go faster. It's kind of funny to just... Come on, you can get out of here. Maybe you can't, but I'll keep trying. Oh, they can get out now. Cool. The errors related to execute always when okay. I'll check it later. So as you guys can see on screen, maybe it's a bit small. All the boats are finishing. There you go. All boats finished the race after 144.48 seconds. So we have tracking of who finished when. The only thing that I wonder now is how we're going to represent that. Because you could have like maybe on the either on the bottom or on the right side or on the top stack like the finishers maybe. Could even have the times there. Not sure what the best way is to show it. For now, what I think I'll do is once we get the all boats finished the race event, that I'll pop up a window that just shows the boats and the times. I could even make it that you see if they are in the desired sequence. If you look now, they're like in reversed order, so I have the lowest score possible. Yeah, I'm glad that things are working out. Okay, so I'm committing this. Let's see. Added tracking to see which boat was the finish. And each boat. No, I think this is enough. Okay, so project interface. Result screen. UI image. I'll make it 400 by 200. No, maybe bigger. Okay. Something like that. Maybe offset it by a bit. That looks okay. Can change that later. 30, 40, okay. Okay, since it's centered, I can just make it smaller. 780. Let me see. Match this to the top actually. And that we have to, I can put it at 30, oh, sorry, minus 30. It needs to be bigger. 60. Minus 40. UI Text Mesh Pro. We really need to pick out fonts, and I think that Claire had a passion for fonts, right? Did I remember correctly, or am I wrong there? Cool. So I just mark it up ugly and we'll fix it later. Actually, we don't care about the winner, it needs to be the sequence. Okay, so should probably make like a horizontal layout thing. Scroll view. Okay. Doesn't like that. Okay. I might as well. Probably need to put that on a different place. Can remove that one because you don't want the horizontal scroll bar. That should be set to none. That's cool. This can be set to none. Okay. Just don't remember where I actually put the drop shadow. Okay, it doesn't really matter that much, so I'll just put it back here. Oh, it's behind it, of course. So the content needs to have like an image for a background to make sure that it's filled. It needs to be the right size. Actually, don't know the correct size for this one. But yeah, the drop shadow looks ugly anyway, so I'm gonna leave that for now. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to make it work for now. So the bottom actually can be 0 to make sure there is an offset. Sure. So in here we have a vertical layout group. Sure. Result listing. Wasn't this thing smaller? Yeah, this is 800 pixels. Then why does this thing, when I make it 800 pixel, not fill the whole thing? Okay, that's weird. Okay, 800. Ah, that's why. Okay, 780, 770, 60. What the hell? Oh yeah, need to set the right property, sorry. This is fine, I think, for now. Yeah. Something like this. Then I want to have a 10 pix spacing between them, so that'll work. Okay. Now we need to, this is the background. Now we need to have a UI image. I also need to make a header. UI work can be such a lot of work, but hey, it's okay. Both result listing. Should probably make the header first. Can edit it later. Okay, so we have finish position. Sure. This can be 200 by 30. 40? 40? Come on. Small offset there. And then we call it finish position. Okay, that also needs a left margin for like 5 pixels. Oh, let's see. Ah, yeah, this also needs to be anchored to the center left. That's better. So and I can do it like that. 165 will do. Ah, okay, because it needs, yeah. There's always a downside to things you do. I should probably anchor at center and just have that with an offset. So we have the boat finish position. So this will actually be a header. This will be the header row for now. Desired position. Okay. Might make them the same size later on, but this works for now. Finish time. Really? Okay. Something like that. Points or score, either way. Don't really want to have this right aligned. Same for the finish time, actually. Okay, so I have a small table here that can show us the results. Actually think this is the header and this is the table header. We could probably move that outside here. This can be 170 from the top, I think. 150. Nah, 150 is a good game. Okay. Table header can have an additional offset. Probably be the same width as the top. Okay. this a different size? 780. Ah, it's the image. I keep messing that up. Okay, let's just make sure that it stays the same. I'm gonna update the background. That's it. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Ah, hi Joindra. Yeah, there is not much to show yet, but I'll quickly show you. Let me hide the results screen, and I'll show you what we've been working on. I'll load main, save. So currently it looks like this. We're still really working on it hard. And when you start, it will spawn the desired number of boats. Currently it will spawn all sorts of random weather effects. So this is like the map that they go around. We track their progress here, and we can apply all sorts of effects right now. Still actually need to visualize the route that they need to take. That's something we also need to do, Krista. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks for the love, guys. It's really nice. And actually, I just implemented something that once a boat will reach the finish, that it keeps track of who won and how long it took. So I was working on creating a boring table that actually shows that result. So I can understand that you rather look a bit at this than the table I'm building, but it will show the end result. So there's the little boats going along to the finish. Oh, so I've overshot them while trying to help them. And now they've finished. So you can see, I think they should probably be almost there. Yep. So the 2 boats finished. Ah, thanks for the follow. Thank you. It's really nice of you. So the boats are finishing. I just added the tracking so that this works, and I'm building the result table. Thanks for the follow, guys. It's really appreciated. So that we can show the result. So the idea for the game is basically that I'm not sure if we're sticking with the story, but there's some shady stuff going on, and we're trying to make you influence the outcome of the race. So the race will start, and we want you to make sure that they finish in a given order. So that's what I was trying to do now, to make sure that once the race finishes, that you show how the boats finished and if they match up with your given assignment. So yeah, it will be a while before everybody finishes because they're stuck in all sorts of weather effects that spawn randomly. That's actually something that Krister and his wife, they're Snooty HQ in the chat. Ah, okay. So Krister just said that he pushed some changes and that water spouts can now be moved by players as well. So I'm going to finish this up and then pull the changes and then continue on the displaying the actual race results. Boom! All boats finished. So that would be the trigger for me to show the result screen. Thank you for stopping by. Nigromantec SMC. Well, it was nice of you to drop by and follow. So you'll be notified the next time I go live and work on this. So maybe I'll see you again. But thanks for hanging out so far. So let's save what we were doing. Actually, the scenes were already saved, so I can probably just pull and it'll be okay, but I should probably commit what I have right now. Actually, I can just finish the interface work now and then pull. But do you want to show it off right now, Krista? Let's see, result screen. So I think I'll just continue on this for a bit to make sure that this works. And then I'll pull and show everything together. So I'll use the table header that I created here to create a component. I'll probably turn it into a prefab later. Oh, come on, I need to go inside there. Vote result. Vote. Just erase result. So this one can be a little more narrow than the other guys. This can be, is it 760? Let me see, I should change them in sync actually. It was 770. I'll just make sure that it fills up inside, so. Yeah, that looks okay. Just fiddling around with the sizes of the image in the background. Yeah, I'll do this. Okay. So I'll create a script here. I should probably also change the colors a bit to make them less, to make them stand out a bit from the end result there. Just thinking if they should be like warning colors for success. Yeah, I could do that. Have like a hint of success and failure for like the finished position versus the desired position. And I shall think that I need to align those texts as well. Okay, I'll do that later. So for now, I'll just I'll make sure to keep a reference to the background. Let's make a script for this. Raise result. Come on, where's my script? Race results. I'll put it in. Is it model? Is it UI? I'll just put it here. Race result. Okay, so what do we need for the race result? We need to have a few things. Unity.ui, background. We need to have public text mesh tmpro.ui, and we have the points. So we need to have references to all the TextMesh Pro objects that we need to set, but we will also need a place to actually store the data values that we use to update this. Let me see. That's a pretty good idea, but how do we find the correct order? Like if you get the order 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, then you have all correct apart from 1 really. Even if the numbers are all in the wrong slot. We should reward every bit of the order that's ascending, I'm guessing. Could be. So we could do that a few different ways. So you could score like an exact, so like if boat 5 finishes 5th, you get 100 points. If boat 1, 2, 3 finish like 4, 5, 6, you can give points for that, for having the sequence correctly, but you should deduct points based off how big the offset is. So if 1, 2, 3 finish 2, 3, 4, then the offset is 1. So you score 3 times and I don't know, deduct like 50 points. So if you have 1, 2, 3 and they score, they finish 3, 4, 5, then you score 40 points for each boat, something like that. So the closer you are to the actual result, the more you get. Nah, it's not that hard. But I think there needs to be a better reward for an exact match versus something that's kinda okay. So that's also where the challenge lies. So, and that way you can optimize strategies. So like you can focus time on keeping some group of boats in the same sequence to score some points, or you can make sure that maybe 2 or 3 boats finish at the exact spot where they need to finish and get more points than by maybe stringing along a sequence of 6 boats, you know. So that could be a strategy, and I think it's all a thing that we need to balance, and we can work on later. So let me see. Indeed, sounds good. I was also thinking about bonus score for how fast. Yeah, sure. We can set like, we can set time goals and have bonuses or penalties for taking too long and stuff. Yeah. The cool thing is that once all the mechanics are fleshed out, that's something that Thomas has been hammering on about. So like, and he's right, rightfully so doing that. Make sure that we have a game that we can play, because you need to have a game that you can play before you can start tweaking and making sure that things work. And so yeah, that's why I'm trying to make sure that if you complete the game, that you have like your end result. I think that's a part also on how we give feedback, maybe, because we could also use this screen later to maybe like in a quick tutorial to show like, this is what you need to do, this is how what happens and how you scored, and I don't know. I think I'll stop talking and just continue working, add some more to make sure that this is finished before tomorrow as well. If there are any other things that you want me to work on, by the way, if you're like, this is a more high priority task, feel free to let me know. But I feel good about finishing this, I think. So we have references for all our, I can zoom in a bit more, TextMesh Pro fields. And we need to have things for the data as well. Int finish position, desired position. We also have the boat number, but that actually will be the desired position. I'll put it in for now, boat number. Because maybe we can do something later than we say like, okay, and now make them finish reversed, or half up and then half down, something like that. So I'll keep them separated for now. So boat number, finish position, desired position. Sure. Not sure if we want to have floats for points, but I'll put it like that for now. Public float finish time points. You have 73.116 points for finishing that boat. You know? I think we don't need to do that, but yeah. So that's that. We have start. Okay, so we have those. Let me see, so we have that. I need to add another one for the boat number, actually. Okay, so I could probably, should it be? Void, set update values. Desired position field boat number X is boat number to string. I actually thinking that we might be able to pull like the identifier as well, put it there, so to make it look more visually appealing, but can do that later. Field fields. Finish position of text is a string format for that. Finish time, no, finish time, 2 decimals. Field. Okay. Sure. Field points. Let's see. I'll do it like this. Points. So if we decide to have fractions in points, I'll just make sure that it's trimmed to 2 decimals, and if not, I'll just make sure the decimals are trimmed in the representation. It should be fine. And I can do void on validate. It always does this. I just want to do this. Okay. So we have a boat number here, we have all of those. Background. if desired position equals finished position color. Actually, what kind of color is it in? Color dot red, green, color dot. This will be ugly, but it will be visual for now. So, okay, so we have a race result thing here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Because we still need to set all of those things. Let's see, finished position. I mean, I need to have the text mesh pro actually finished position, finish. Desired position, finish time, and points. Okay, so that works. Did I forget something here? No. Okay. Execute always. Wonder why it doesn't update there. Let me see. Okay, clear. We'll just switch scenes for a bit. Okay, we'll throw an error still. Boat number, didn't I put that? Was not hooked up in the editor, okay. Ah, yeah. Oh, because I don't have it yet. Good morning. Crystal says, I got the water sprouts interacting with each other now and ignoring the terrain, causing some really cool effects with boats flying out of control like a catapult as the spouts circle each other at high speed. That sounds great. I'm gonna try to finish this quickly so that I can see that. I'm looking forward to it. I could do finished instead of finished position, and then desired position, and have slots over have space for the boat. Also, the finish time can be shorter, so this can be 140. 140. Okay. It's just okay, 455. Let me just make sure that I also do the same on the header. I think it was 140, right? 140. Yeah. That will give me some of the space I need. So desired position actually could be smaller as well. And I need to right adjust that as well. So this should be -5, 180, come on, 180, right aligned. Yes, that works. 265, okay. 265 or 180, okay. And the line to the right. Okay. Something like that. And we have the finish position. That is fine, but we also want to align that. So we go to -5 and align the text to the right. 7th. We need to move that one as well. 90. Okay, now 19. -5 and let's align it to the right. Okay, so now we can have a slot for the boat. Identifier. We can just call it boat. Be like 80 pics. 80. 10. 70 wide. Okay. We can do that. 70 wide. 5. Left align. I'll left align this for now, just to make sure that I could center it actually. And make sure it is 0. Okay. And we go here, race results. I still need to make this into a prefab later. Okay, 0. How was this aligned? Middle left, okay. Okay, 10. Okay, race results, boat identifier. Cool, and it turns green because they're the same. So now I can say 2 and it'll be red. Okay, so that works. I'll bake this into a prefab. Cool. Now we have the result screen. Did I make a script for this one yet? I guess not. Okay, so we have race result. And this is actually the entire race, and the previous view was the boat. So so I guess we'll have another manager then. Thank you. I love all my support in chat. Thank you. It's nice to have you here while I code away. So are there any other people here that are working on the Bracky's Game Jam or coding something else maybe? Please let me know in chat. It's nice to see some of the people that are following along. So I really need to make like, do you know if that exists? Like a thing that will put all your scripts in a different folder upon creation? Because I think I might create that asset for Unity. And I'll have something in the asset store. Because it really bugs me that it will just you can redrag your stuff so many times, and everybody that does any Unity tutorial, it will always tell you like separate your files, put this there, create a scripts folder. But for some reason Unity is just like, nah, the root is perfect. It's like put everything on your desktop. Okay. Maybe I'll make it for fun later, but there are like a million other things that need to be done first. So we have our race result manager. Okay, what does that result manager need to do? It needs to have references to lots of stuff. So we have a game object. We need to have the content for the scroll area. So we have the result container. We also need a prefab public game object race result prefab. Okay. So that's. Do we need anything else? Yes. Where did I put it? Did I put it at the root? Yes. Okay, so this one can turn itself on and off. Don't need to put an update. So I have a public void show and a public void hide. This game object, come on, game object set, come on, set active, false, true. This doesn't need any additional logic, the others will. So now, yeah, just take in, it's actually the race result, right? Let me see, the live tracker keeps track of a boat. The finishers, so yeah, this will be the thing actually. This should be enough. Finishers. Okay, so I can have a void clear data for each child in result container that transform. This will loop to all the children's. If you for each on the transform, you will get all the children. Let me see. Put everything on your desktop. Yeah. So if we loop to enumerate the transform, you'll get all the children in there. So we will just do destroy objects. No, destroy, I think. Child. The game objects. No. Something like that, I think. So we will first clear all entries, and then I will go for each int boat number and finishers keys. Result boat number is oh no, actually Actually, I need to instantiate it from the prefab first. Instantiate this result prefab. Result container. Okay. Transform. Sure. Do that. Get component. Result. And now we can do result dot vote number equals vote number result dot desired position is actually vote number for now. Result dot actual anything, yeah, they get added in sequence. So this int finished position do like this. Result dot finished position is, I will start at 0. Sure. Result dot finish time is number. Result dot see. Don't just have points. Yes. Actually, I'm not gonna set that here. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Never mind. You get 5 points for finishing a boat if it's not in the right position right now. I'm just gonna do it that way. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really want to take a look at your changes, but I really also want to finish this tonight so that you can see it tomorrow. So yeah, I'll get to it. I'm nearly there. So yeah, I've done that. I've added it. I've set it. So result dot update. I'll just manually call it here to make sure it's up to date, and then I set active to the game object. So this works. If equals to no, new application exception. Is not set in the editor. Okay, so now we have the race result manager, and it will add that to the game manager. Actually, no, I can't do that. I need to do that in the same way I hook up the live tracker. Game manager, how does it get the live tracker? It does it that way. Okay, works for me. Okay. Okay, so now once the race has completed, we'll just change the event to put the entire data there. Excuse me. Excuse me if that was loud, sorry. I need to add a cough button somewhere. Ah, actually I don't have the half of the code on screen. That's also nice. I hope you're let me see. So I think that's just about it. Let's see if this works. Ah, you know what? I'm gonna commit and then pull your changes at the same time. How about that? Deal? Yeah, thanks. It's nice that you're still hanging out. Results screen. I love this commit. We recently talked about it. It's something that happens so many times to me as well. So like you do a lot of work in Unity. It's like, yes, everything works. Let's commit this. And then you close Unity. It's like, do you want to save the scene? Ah, damn it. And then you have to do commit again. Oh yeah, thanks. By the way, TXero, if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing, or like a concept or anything, doesn't matter what, feel free to ask. I'm happy to explain anything I do. Because this is the stuff that I understand really well. When it comes to like Unity specific stuff, maybe I'll ask Chris or Thomas for to jump in to explain it. But like the pure C# stuff, yeah, I can explain it pretty well, I think. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay. Boom. Yeah, I probably need to reload this script now. Ah, look, I had the exact same thing. Or was that because the Unity loaded? I'm not so sure actually. Okay, for now I need to hide the results screen. So up there, live tracker error. Finishes does not exist in the. Okay, so I actually just capitalization was off. It was just an error that I created myself. Yes, make sure to just drop your Twitch link and the link to the Discord of Snootyland, because it's really nice. Chris and his wife, they stream every Saturday, 8 a.m. Central European time, and it's just a great place to hang out. They work on their game. You see all the nice little emojis that Chris keeps dropping, like the berries and the strawberries. The strawberry is called Mr. Tips, and it's actually the game that they are working on. And it's a really, really cute game. And we have a blast. There's like a core group that joins every Saturday to help them or derail them on stream. And it's really, really fun. So I can highly recommend it. And a lot of the people that join for the streams on Saturdays, they all hang out on Discord. And it's a really friendly bunch of people. So I can really recommend it. Let's see. Have I made any other errors? No errors. Let me see that. So usually when I do stuff that Unity doesn't like. I just switch scenes, make sure it unloads some stuff, and give it a fresh start. So field boat number was not hooked up in the editor. Okay, let's check it. Back to the interface. I also need to remove this one actually, but let's see, race result. Here it's all set up, but maybe in the prefab itself it isn't. I don't know. Prefabs, race result. So yeah, they're all hooked up. So that's not it. Phone number. Okay. Let's go back. This gets cleared anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's really weird that it oh, and now all the errors are gone. Okay. Sure. Let's see what happens. And it's not hidden. Okay, let's go back. Result container. Okay. Thanks for following, Snitty. You'll find out next Saturday, and I promised them that I will be showing my new puppy on their stream as well. So I'll be video calling them and showing the new puppy that we got the day before. So it will be a special stream as well. And it will be submit day actually for the jam. I just thought of that as well. Or is that the day before? It's probably not Saturday till Saturday, Saturday till Friday, right? Yeah, double doggo, but okay, let me focus for a bit to get this working. So this one needs to be hidden later, and I need to set these objects. Let's see, scroll view, viewport. Yeah, I'm very sure that I didn't do this last time, so actually I committed non-working code, sorry. Result container, and I go to the prefab and I do the race result here as well. So that should be it, and then I unload it. Okay, saved, scenes, back to main, play. Okay. Unable to locate game manager. Oh, yeah, that was the warning, that's okay. Okay, so now I can... How can I move the... it's affected by the wind, you mean? Yeah, okay, great. I'm just gonna cheat and make everybody finish. So that I can see if my game result works. Actually, it still says unable to locate game manager. Okay. Let me see. World, boat track. I really wish I coded the click to go to boat now. But yeah, let me see. Which boat is this? Which boat are you? I can't even see. Oh, that is boat number 6, okay. So boat number 6 is just very stubborn. Come on. I need to do. I'm actually controlling the game in the wrong modus, so sorry. By the way, Chris, sir, I think we need to make sure that we can't cheat our way out of it. Oh no, object reference set to an instance of an object. And this one is not set. Why not? So race result manager is null there. Live tracker. Ah, I have a backup for the live tracker, but I didn't have it here. Dang nabbit. Okay. That's an easy fix. It's an annoying fix, but all the suspense leading up to this. Doesn't it like this? Yeah. It's a bit ugly, but it works. Okay, let's see if I can speedrun it this time. Actually need to have my cheat view to know where I need to direct them. Ah, okay. That's also something we need to add, like markers for the actual place that they need to go to. How can it still not find it? That's weird. I need to include. No, isn't that? How can this? How can it be possible that it doesn't work? It's weird. It's weird. Object reference to the insert object. Bad programming. Okay, thank you. Going to make something that fakes it because it takes too much time to try this every time. So I can do public void fake finish. Yep. Let's see. I'm not gonna do it that way. Okay, I'll just do 4. Finishers add I, comma, Sure. Okay. Game manager, start game, start tracking, spawn boats, and then live tracker, save finish. Boom. Let's attach that to the debugger as well. Yeah, it caught me off guard by a bit. So. Okay, so we're here, result manager. And I want to find object of type result manager, but that also yields nothing. I don't know why. One or more. Okay, so. That could be it. Wait. Because it's event based, so it's not inside the update loop, so that could be the problem. Okay, so yeah, dictionary, int float finishers. Finishers. Update if finishers not equal count. Larger than null. It's been set. Come on. Now we can do the same. And now we can do finishers clear. Finishers is null. So it will only be set for one frame. The next frame it will not do that again. So let's try that then. Did I remove it here? Let's see. Yeah, I just set the finishers there. Quit. Okay. Let's attach because I want to know if something goes wrong. No problem, Krista. I'm glad you joined me, and the progress has been great. Object reference that's set to an instance of an object. Okay, so for some reason it cannot find that race result manager. So that is weird. So this is in the update. Okay. So I'll just try to catch it next time and see why it doesn't return it actually. Because it's here in interface, canvas, HUD. It's here, race result manager. Let me see. Unity, come on, Unity. Inactive. Say, okay. Very old, yeah. Find objects of type all. Okay. Okay. I can live with that. Find objects of type all. Active and inactive loaded objects of type. Okay. Cannot be used with type arguments. Okay, so that will be type of this first. Okay, let's not do this with the breakpoint because it's a bit messy. Okay, so the problem is that the game object is disabled, so it can't find it. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you liked the progress. because it's been great seeing all the stuff that you guys do during the day. So I'm glad that I'm able to contribute some at night as well. Okay, so I need to go back here. So find active. Okay, so this one should return them all. Okay, type off ReSail manager. Deprecated. Please use resources dot find all. Okay, resources dot find. Okay. Should work. So this will be the null, and I can try this again here, because there should be no reason why it really can't load here. So this will be a final hurrah. Okay. Come on. Yes, I know you don't like this. Stop. Okay. Woohoo! And it works. Oh yeah, that's also, there's something really weird with scroll panels in Unity. So if you like touch it, it will use the scroll wheel, it will use 1 pixel each. So the thing that you can do to actually fix this is go into the scroll manager. Dun, 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 background, scroll view, scroll bar, and it has pixels per unit multiplier, and you should set this to your object type. So you have like your container here. This one is 50 pixels in height. So for the scroll view, the spacing should probably be, oh no, that's just for the repeated type. This one should be 60, I think, for the scroll bar. Yeah, so you'll have the 50 of the 50 pics of your item, and 10 pics for the extra spacing between items. So that if you scroll, it should each tick should show the next one, and it doesn't work. Cool. Let me see what's up. Interface, because I've had this on my other game as well. So let's see, scroll view, scroll sensitivity, was it that? I can't remember. So Unity, I'll just go to my other game and make sure that I check out how I set it up there. So there's so many properties, it can be hard to find sometimes. That's a trick with programming. Like, you don't have to know everything exactly, just how to get the things done. So if I solve the problem once, and those are all my YouTube notifications, so sorry about that. So if you solve a problem once, if you know how you did it, or at least where you did it, so you can find it again, then you'll be able to fix those things. So let me see. Actually, I don't know if it was this one. This is like the sensitivity is 1, okay. Pixels per 1. Okay. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while. Let's see the scroll right spacing. Why can't I remember? Okay. Let's just Google it. Unity scroll view sensitivity. Elasticity, deceleration rate, no, scroll sensitivity. Okay, it was a scroll sensitivity value. Okay. Let's see, scroll sensitivity, and let's put this to 60. Yep, so that works. The only problem now that we have now is that the container isn't dynamically updated for each size, because that's also a Unity thing that you need to do manually, and I've also done that before. And what I usually do is that I just enumerate the transforms, use the size delta property, and just combine them with the offset, and that will be okay. So let me think, because I need to instantiate this. First it will show, I need to go to this function. So I will need to change the height of the container. So it's this one. So result container dot size. No, I need to convert it as a rect transform. Size delta is new. Okay. For container transform is, so I need to access it twice, so I need to put it here to make sure that I don't have to cast it twice. Size x, because we don't want to change the width, we just want to set the height, and for that we need to should get the result prefab dot transform dot height. So we need to cast this as well. Transform dot size delta dot y plus 10f, and we need to multiply this times the amount of items that we have. That's the finishers that count. And this is the 10f is the spacing between, so I need to put that in a constant here, const float space between elements 10f. Public float correct position score is 100f. Public float finish score is 5f. Might as well get rid of the all the hard-coded the magic numbers in the code while we're here. Okay, so once we've done that, we should be able to get a nice scrolling action actually. It's more focused on touchscreens, but it works now. See, if I go too far, it will spring and go back up. So I can scroll down. So each tick will jump me exactly to the next item. So that's what those the scroll sensitivity does. So each scroll of the mouse wheel will jump one down. So okay, I have this working. Now I can stop faking it. And my wife is telling me you should really not go to bed too late. So I'm about to finish up here. Let me see. Show, because I was faking this with a fake result. Let's see. Race completed. Fake finish. And I can remove the fake finish. Okay. So now we can try to play the game a little bit and see if there's a result. Thank you. It really needs some additional work to really become like really nice, but yeah, I'm okay with the way things are going. So what I'm doing now is just applying force to push them off track and kind of make them cheat to go to a place where they shouldn't be. So they don't have to go to the full circle, but just skip to the end a bit there. To see what happens when we get the result. So there have been finishes. Boat 1 finished, boat 8 finished, boat 7, 3, 6, 2, 5. Boom, and there's our result. So, boat 1 finished first. It says here. Is that correct? Yeah, boat 1 finished first. So that's correct, and the rest isn't at the right position. You can see the time intervals here as well. So that works. Cool. The points are not correct here because boat 1 should finish at position 1 and should get 100 points. So. But yeah, so we have a win condition, all boats once they finish, but I'm wondering if boat 7 is here. Did it get picked up by something? Because I've seen that boat 7 had finished here. Was one of the early finishers, so for some reason it got off course after that, so need to make sure. There will be a lot of bug fixing, but that's not a problem. So yeah, cool. Gonna quickly check why the points wasn't correct there, because that bugs me. Let me see, race manager, position score. Finish time, damn. Finish position. So that was the reason. Just a stupid little typo. Let's see if I can get... Maybe I can actually try to play the game and not just hack it around. So we need to make sure that player 1 wins. Still going to try and push them. Okay, so they... Let me just see if I can push player 5 back. Cool. This is a lot harder than it looks when you actually try to... Oops, and they all finished. All in the right order. Yeah, it looks like a reverse grid to me here, but let me see. No, boat 1 finished first, then boat 2, 3. They all finished at the same time, nearly. No, there is a little... Let me see what happened here. Oh, okay, there's a bug where... Okay. At least the point scoring works now. Let me see. But for some reason it will clear it. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Yep. It's because I clear the results in the manager. So I do a dot clear here somewhere here. So I clean it. I don't need to do that. I just need to unset the reference here. Because once it becomes cleared, the tracker in the backend starts to say, hey, this boat hasn't finished yet. Let's finish it again. So, yeah. One more time. And I'll still be cheating. Come on, little guy. You all need to go up. Up, up, and away. Boom. Why did the third guy fail? Ah, the nav mesh went there. Okay. Okay, so now all of them are in the wrong order. Okay, that's still something I need to fix, I think, because right now, like the progress and the determination where they are based on where the nav mesh agent wants to go, not where they are per se. So I should probably add some code there that it doesn't not only looks at where it wants to go, but also how close it is to the nearest like track or position, and use that for a value. But yeah, it works. Cool. I'm going to commit and call it a night, I think. Glad that I got a lot of work done. So, results screen. Show result screen when all the boats are finished. Okay, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Krista. So yeah, I want to thank everybody who joined us today and was active in chat, and but also the people that are just watching and enjoying what we're doing. I want to thank you all a lot. I had fun. I had a lot of good progress, which I'm really happy about, and I'm really looking forward to see what Christopher, Krister, and Claire and Thomas will be doing with it tomorrow. So I plan to stream during the day tomorrow because my oldest daughter will be going for swimming lessons. So I have like a hour and a half, 2 hours of downtime. But I'll be at a McDonald's waiting there. I usually just sit there and work on my other game, but I think I will work on this game. I'm just not sure if I'll stream from there as well. So that might be a bit awkward. So, but yeah, thanks so far. I plan to stream tomorrow evening, but yeah. Let me see. We're getting a day session together. Yeah, maybe we can do some coding together. So I'll bring my noise cancelling headset that also has a mic in it, and the laptop should be able to handle it, but it's not the most powerful thing. It's like it's a laptop. It has an i7, but it's not the fastest. So once again, thanks for everybody for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye bye.